Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen this rumor going around, but Apple is reportedly looking into broadcast Major League Baseball games next season. Apple has entered into discussions with Major League Baseball about a potential deal that would see the company broadcasting MLB games next season, per the New York Post. The talks are described as substantial and serious, and a deal would provide Apple with a way to establish Apple TV as a destination for sports content. At the current time, Apple TV Plus offers TV shows and movies, but compared to its competitors, it is not able to appeal to sports fans. Now, do you guys think this is a good move for both Apple and the MLB?
I think it's a obviously it's a great move for Apple because they're trying to establish Apple TV and they're trying to, if you're paying attention to any of the streaming services and the whole tech wars, they're trying to get as much content as they can because they're trying
Mm-hmm.
to establish themselves as basically a cable alternative. So it's a great move for them if it happens. However, for baseball, no. All right, I don't want to have to pay another however much money for another streaming service. All right, I think, and this is me personally, I think the YouTube games, and sorry YouTube, we love you. Hey, subscribe to our channel. The YouTube games are trash. I hate them so much. They are ass. I don't care who you put on it. There's weird delays. Like I don't care about the little stupid chat box. Like freaking, I'd be at work trying to watch the game. There's like 8 million comments and people saying the stupidest stuff. Don't care. All right, like there's a lot of stuff that I just want to watch the game without having to do too much.
I think it's a stupid move. Apple TV sucks. I have it. It drops a lot. So if they're gonna go, then they have to update and get their shit working right. And you would think the home of the most powerful phone would have better streaming service, but it sucks. And just like you said, why do I want to spend more money on watching games? Because we're still going to get our games through our home games through their affiliates.
Right.
But it's just to go watch, like, oh, who wants to watch the Dodgers playing the Nationals over in Washington? So I'm gonna have to pick it up on this. And who wants to spend $8, whatever it costs for to watch shitty service? And like you said, it'll probably have chat boxes and everybody going like here and come see this.
Whew, you guys are gonna hate on me, but so I think this is a huge move if for both parties, because not only will it bring new eyes to the sport, but just think about the amount of technology that they'll bring to the broadcast, and we all know what a broadcast can do for the game, right? The way I look at it is like this: in the '90s, right? Before, football wasn't really like a sport that people like were appealed to when it was on TV. But Fox and CBS, like they changed the game, man. All the graphics that we see nowadays, like they're the ones that innovated that. I think Apple has the potential to do that. Apple could, see the game in a different point of view than we see the game because we've been watching the same game for, all our lives. They could look at it from a different angle, apply innovation. They have endless means of money. I think they could do a lot.
One point you made about CBS and like NBC and those broadcasting companies like taking football. So that is partially true, but the actual company that pushed football to give like what you have today in broadcast was the WWF/WWE with XFL. So Vince and all those guys, obviously it was on NBC, I think the first time it came around, but
Yep.
uh, so they had the ideas of with the whole with the rover camera above and everything,
Hmm.
and then like the refs being like everyone almost being mic'd up and everything like that. Those were their ideas.
Yeah.
So for someone to come in wrestling and give those ideas, and football's been around forever, to me just seems like they didn't even think about stuff like that. So I don't know if Apple's gonna think about stuff like that when it comes to baseball. Number two, my biggest thing when it comes to these streaming services, right, is you have to think about the consumer, right? So, like they do with the YouTube games or the Facebook games, right? When they put a random game, what's the appeal for us to watch it? All right. Obviously, that team's fans are gonna watch that game, but if I'm a
Yeah.
Dodger fan, why am I gonna spend $10 to watch this random Wednesday game of, like Jason said, the Nationals and Dodgers from Washington? Like,
Yeah.
when honestly, there's other ways you can watch these games that are quote unquote illegal, but they're free and it's easy, right?
Right. Right.
My big thing is you need to make it easy for baseball fans to watch baseball, and already it's an older sport. If you see our numbers on the YouTube channel, a lot of our viewership is older. You think people are gonna really sign up for Apple TV? Like at least on the younger side.
But we got to take this into consideration. One thing that Apple is amazing at is marketing.
Right.
They're going to be able to get eyes. They're going to be able to draw eyes. Now, drawing eyes is one thing. Can they keep the eyes?
But
And I
yeah, I
think
was
they
just
have the
ready.
money to do that.
Well, I was just ready to say, what's the retention rate would be? I want, and that's what we'd have to look up, like Apple TV, how many subscribers started off and where they are now. Obviously, they've had push with certain TV shows, Ted Lasso and all that, helping them out. But what if it wasn't for those shows when they're off on hiatus? I want to know what their retention rate is, because with that, it's why couldn't MLB just pair up with one of the streaming services and do uh, kind of like how the they do Sunday Ticket, and where you can switch, you have the
Right.
option to be able to switch all of them.
Here's my thing. A lot of these teams, especially like the big market teams, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Yankees, they have their own network, right? So if I'm them, if I'm thinking about ways to like make the broadcast experience better, like for me, I have Sportsnet LA for the Dodgers, right? Why not? And this is, oh my god, if you guys end up stealing this idea,
They
it will
will.
be yeah, like it
They're
will
gonna
be
steal
weird.
it, bro.
Like, but all right. So I was saying like, why not have like if you pay like an extra like $10, you have like another version of the broadcast where you have like certain players mic'd up throughout the whole entire game. So it's kind of like a Patreon type thing where like you can't record what's going on, but you can hear everything. Like you can hear conversations, you can hear them fucking picking their nose out. You can hear a whole bunch of shit for the whole game. I feel like a lot of people would actually want to hear like who
I don't want to
wouldn't.
hear boogers. I don't want to hear
No,
boogers.
but I'm like imagine Shohei Otani mic'd up for a whole game, like, and then you get to actually hear that version of the game. Like
Mhm.
you wouldn't want to hear that to hear like what they're talking about strategy wise. Like you wouldn't want to hear like what goes through his mind when it comes to certain things. I feel
Yeah.
like it would work, but I don't know if the players are gonna be cool with it because it seems like they're cool with being mic'd up like every like now and then. But I don't know if they'll be cool being mic'd up for every game.
Hmm.
But
Well,
I
when oops, go ahead.
but I was just gonna say I think it's a viable option if you want to really want to like upgrade broadcasting.
See, my only thing with that would be if this is like an everyday thing, wouldn't the players want a piece of the pie
Of
from
course.
being on it? And then this is the only way that the ownership could expand revenue for the players. So this is a possibility, stuff like that, because that's what why we're here right now, because they're locked out because of the revenue.
Right.
So this could be another way for the owners not to have to pay the players, but for the players to get paid. So it may work.
Yeah.